that is a really critical thing.
So the big question is, what are top agents doing to absolutely crush it in real estate, grow their teams and add more transactions year over year while so many struggle? To get the answers, we interview the top real estate agents to learn their secrets to success. My name is Andrew Dunn.
And my name is Peter Michael. Welcome to Lead Agent Secrets.
So what I want to do, because we are touching on this, is I want to dive into your third secret, which is exactly this, which is scaling a team, right? So, because I've got some questions about what you just said, so I want to kind of wrap this up, which is your third secret to success is scaling a team. So, you know, you've just touched on it, but explain why that is now your third secret to success.
Because there's only so much you can do by yourself, right? You only have so many hours in a day, and leverage with the right people. It's like, man, it's so much more fun. You know, real estate is, it's lonely. Like, it's actually like a lonely business. Yes, you're dealing with clients, but like you just feel alone a lot of the time, especially if you're not on a team. And I just think that scaling a team allows you to buy some of your time back to focus on the things that are your strengths and to help delegate your weaknesses, because you can't change who you are. But it just, again, it's like, you are growing an internal community, and you're also allowing your actual communities that you live within to grow. It's like, if you get more listings, that means there's going to be more painters and more stagers. And, you know, it's like this trickle down effect. And so I just think, like, overall it's leverage and it's community at the end of the day, if you do it right.
I think with a team, see, my favorite topic, I just want to babble about leverage. It's literally, like, I love business growth, and I think leverage, it literally encapsulates that, because a lot of people don't realize there's 4 types, and we are lucky enough to now be in the generation of the newest 2. So there's labor, which is the oldest, capital, then there's media and technology, and they're the 4 types of leverage in this world. And luckily now, media and technology, the 2 newest, and they're also the best too, right? Which comes into like online leads, media and technology, right? It's like coaching. How did you get it through? I know there's technically some labor in there, but it's through technology, right? Totally. And scaling a team is leverage through labor, but it's this idea of an exit with regards, like, whether you're selling this or whether you are making as much money as you were before, but you've now got other people doing everything, so you can go on holiday. And you can go to, I know, your kids' football games, you know, piano recitals or whatever, which I know is a big thing. So a lot of people get into real estate for time freedom, and then they realize that the hours they have to work are the ones when other people aren't working.
Yeah, it's like 100%. The times that you have to be on is when people have free time, which is the time that you also want to have free, but that shit just doesn't work. It's not how it works.
So you're working, you're like, yeah, I'm going to have off, I'm going to work during the day. You're like, no. During the day is when you're like grinding, but it's at night when you've really got to go do that home showings
totally.
and everything, because they've just got off work and that's when they need you. It's 24/7. So let's talk about growing a team, because you were mentioning earlier that this has been a challenge for you as well, even though, and you spoke about the difference in being a team leader. I think this is something that a lot of people don't appreciate. And I think also we like having the conversation about the skill set difference, because some people just can't make the jump. Like we've seen it, and it's fewer, you know, there's a lot of pain that goes into it. Like you said, there's a lot of people who are incredible agents. People, you might be listening and being like, I'm an incredible agent, but you've struggled to grow a team. And there's reasons for that. And it is to do with your personality. It's also to do with your help, right? Like, the biggest reason that we ever see for teams churning is onboarding. People just expect people to come in and know what the fuck to do. And it's like, no.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, totally, man. Totally.
This is not how growing a real estate team works. Like, new systems and processes, onboarding, like, you think this is all like, I didn't get any of that. And you're like, yeah, but did you fucking hate it? Yes.
100%.
So when you've talked about growing a team, what are some of the things that you mentioned a Colby Assessment, and I'm not familiar with that, so I'd love to start on that. But I want you to walk through some of the things that has really made a difference for you with growing a team successfully, and, you know, and the plans for the future for your team as well.
Yeah. So to just talk about the Colby, it's kind of like a similar thing to a DISC profile, like DISC assessment. But the DISC assessment is what you want to be. And a Colby assessment is who the fuck you are. Okay. So it's, to me, I think it like actually gets more to the core of who you are, because you can't, like, I'm not saying you can't change who you are, but like a lot of us are just set in our ways and we react to things a certain way and we thrive in a certain environment. And so it kind of removes who you want to be, and it really shows you who you are. Like, it's funny. Normally when you get it back, like if you guys do your Colby, you're probably going to be like, what the hell? Like, the thing is so accurate. It's very interesting. Like, it knows you so well. There's no way to trick it. Right. And so that is a really critical thing. And I think that's a great experience just immediately when you are on a team to say like, wow, like I learned something about myself the first day, because it teaches you so much about yourself. Right. And so I think immediately it's like, it's helpful. And then a big part of like having a good experience is setting the right expectation. Right. And that's for clients, or that's for like team onboarding. And so when you're able to explain like the reason we're doing this, I'm not asking you to take a 20 or 30 minute personality test, because who the fuck wants to do that? I'm doing this because it's going to help me be a better leader for you. And it's going to help you understand yourself a little bit more and like how you react to situations, so that when those things happen, we can recognize them immediately, or we can make sure that you're put in the right seat so that you're winning. Right. And so I think it's helpful. But then also I think another big thing is going back to expectations and understanding like, where do you how does this role fit in the wheel? Because people love to be a part of a community. Like, people love to make money, of course, but people thrive with being a part of a community. And so if they don't understand how they fit in the wheel or how they're moving this wheel forward, it's hard for them to feel like integrated with a team. So I think it's really important that the expectation and the onboarding is like, dude, you might not feel like, maybe you're not an agent, maybe you're like an admin staff or something like that. It sometimes can be hard to be like, how am I contributing? Because I'm not putting numbers on the board. And it's like, no, like you're contributing so much because you're doing this, this, and this. And it just helps to get more buy-in and feel like a part of the community and a part of the team. Like, that's what people want.
This is amazing. I love that. It's like, how do they fit in the wheel? These are all the things that you really have to think about. It just shows you genuinely are having to process all of this, because it's like, these are such details of actually growing successful teams that people who grow unsuccessful teams don't understand or know about or focus on. Yeah. Because without them, it crumbles again. It's this foundation thing. This is why, like I said, onboarding is so important, because that is the foundation for experience and community and feeling like they're part of something, right? And it starts with that very first interaction. Like, people talk about in real estate, first impressions matter, and they think about buyers and sellers, right? Also with your team.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing, because people are people, and it's like, you're onboarding a new client, you're onboarding a team member, like, people want to make sure that there's systems and processes. They don't want to feel like a chicken running around with their head cut off and like that there's no direction. They want you to be like, they're here because you're the leader of the ship. So fucking lead the ship.
Yeah. That's not for everyone, right? It's just not for everybody.
It's a different thing. And I think what I've realized is from like becoming a team leader is we go back to like being a real estate agent is lonely. The room gets a hell of a lot smaller when you're talking about team leaders, So then again, like even with like the coaching and like going away last week, it's like, it takes a lot more time to find who your people are. Who are my people now as team leaders? Who can I learn from? And who are the good ones? It's like that room keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller. But I listened to this podcast a while ago, and what they were saying is like, business is so interesting, because if you're in the year one room, which we'll say a lot of agents are, they sign up and they think everybody's their competitor. Fuck all these other agents. I'm going to crush you guys. You know what I mean? There's a million people in that 1 year room, and you start to progress through your career, and you get into the 10-year room or the 15-year room, and there's far fewer people in there, and nobody's a dick to each other. Everybody feels like they don't know anything and they just want to learn from each other. And the community and the vibe is just so much better as you progress, but you have to stick through it. You got to get there, and it takes a lot of perseverance. But all of these people that are in this room with you have gone through the same shitty experiences and have learned from them and are okay with sharing, but it takes some time to get there. But the frequency of the room gets higher. It just, all the people at the beginning think they're competition, and 20 years down the line, everyone's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing still. Help me.
It's that self-awareness and just being like, listen, we're all on this together.
Totally.
So with that being said, we got 3 quick fire questions for you.
Sure.
All right, before we wrap up here. So the first one is, what's your favorite book or person you're learning from right now?
Favorite one. It's tough to say. Every month we do like audio book club with the team. So this month we're doing Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. Is my second or third time going through it, and I just have got so much out of it. So I'll say that one for now. Amazing
book. Literally one of my favorite books of recent. Okay, second question. What's your goal in the next 12 months?
My goal in the next 12 months is to launch our team in a secondary market.
Love it. And third one, what's the biggest obstacle that you think is going to stop you achieving that goal?
Finding the right people.
Love it. Now, with that being said, I want to give you the floor. So people are wanting to buy or sell or grow your team, or if you've got anything else going on, how could people reach out? Tell them what you got going on, whether it's phone, email, website, socials, let the people know where you're at.
Totally. So the absolute best place to reach me is on Instagram, which is Pace of Base on Instagram. My last name's Pace, as you guys probably know. So Pace of Base on Instagram and YouTube. If you just search Emma Pace and you want to learn more about me or my journey or anything like that, there's a ton of content and whatnot on there. So if you want to reach me direct, hit me up on Insta. And if you want to learn more about me, watch my YouTube videos.
Amazing. Emma, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. Everyone, we hope you've enjoyed listening to this episode, and we will see you in the next one. Oh, and by the way, if you're listening to this and you aren't making over $100,000 per year in GCI and you're looking for a predictable system to get you there, then head over to go.eliteagentsecrets.com.